Hello. Today I'm gonna make the draggable icons. No, I already made the thingy, but it shows we have a draggable thing like here, as you see. If you move these around, you can see it shows icons beneath it. So, and that was a quick bug. Let's see what happened here. First of all, not return -10, return 0. Don't worry, I'm gonna read with the script. Just want to check if there's any significant bugs that'll break the game. So yeah, nothing happens here. Good. So it all works perfectly. There's a small bug if you move this out like this. But that's easy to fix. So let's show the tutorial. First of all, we'll need two things. A bool called eventuate icon that be false, and a public int called envpause. I tried to put a line between it, but for some reason it won't go. It's buggy this bit because it won't let me put my line through it. No, just leaves a space for some reason. So when you get the eventuate icon false, you want to go to in the eventuate GUI. You want to find the one called button press and event count type is equal to event type mouse drag. You want to set that true. So when this is set true, we'll know that this is in drag mode. So we know we've got to choose an icon. So when this is true, in the normal on GUI here, I made an if statement called eventuate icon, and then rect pause. This rect pause will get the position. As you see, it's event count mouse, so I get the position of the mouse and the size of the button. So it'll follow the mouse cursor. Then we have a GUI label called label pause eventuate envpause.icon. So this is the label. This envpause here. If you go back to button press and false mouse drag, not that one, right? Yeah, and type drag, you'll see here, if you remember from the previous tutorial where we choose mouse positions, here I got the mouse position, envpause, I made an int called envpause, I made a void called picker, where the mouse position goes into that void. It's not actually a void, it's a public int, and the pickers here, it's a public int picker, it's a vector2 pause. This is the same copy paste from before. It returns the ID of the eventuary. So in which eventuary we clicked on. If you didn't click on eventuary, it returns 0, the empty list. So when this returns here, envpause will be equal to that. And if you see here, the eventuary icon is true, so this will be true, and the envpause will become the icon. I'll make a more detailed explain thing, but I want to make this quickly to show the progression. So as you see it, right, let me move this. So when we first click, eventuate icon will become true. As you see, nothing's here's true because this is 0. Right now, all these buttons are eventuate 0. I mean, there's 0 in the eventuary. So from the bag, I'll show you in here. So if we can find the main camera and open the bag, if you remember elements -1. Sorry, it's -1, not 0. It counts as 0. Counts -1 as 0. Funny. No, we added added from element -1. So basically, you could call the script here thing, right? Let's find the thing. So the thing is, when you make a for loop and I find the first button position. I'll return I, but because it's a public int, you need to make a 1 just in case, and we'll call it -1 instead. As you see here, this will be added to inventory, 20 of these empty ones. No bug, good. Yeah. 20 of these empty ones. So when we first click, the inventory icon will be true, and a new rec will be created and a label will be created following the mouse. If you click here, you see nothing's here because there's actually no textures, but it is actually following the mouse even with empty buttons. So when first click, I'll get the mouse position and send it to a picker here. The picker will go through the whole inventory count loop, get the Xbox AirPods, and here will find which icon it was and return that icon. If it doesn't find the icon, it'll return it -1. And from the void on GUI here, we get the inventory equal to mvpos, and if you remember, from like I explained earlier, mvpos is equal to picker.mouseposition1. I want to rewrite this script, but it took me a while to write this. I'm going to be giving the link in the bottom, so I thought no point in rewriting it because it's better off explaining. So as you see here, you can move the buttons freely all you want. Bad side is if you move it out there, it goes a bit flinky. So I think I had to put, and I did something. This is index out of range. So I'm both putting that thing to 0 here. So if you bit like this, it won't crash this time. I have to fix that bug before I put it here. Get rid of that weird thing. So I'll explain it one last time, just in case if you guys get. I made a rule called inventory icons that's false. So when this is false, it means you're not dragging anything. You're not dragging an icon or anything. But if then we go to event the drag. This event checks if you're dragging anything. If you're dragging it, it'll make the inventory icon true. Then that'll make the if statement true. Because you're dragging here, we'll get the first mouse position. We get the mouse position because it's the first drag. And as you see here, mvpos will be equal to the picker.mouseposition1. This is the picker here. Chooses the icon. And because this is true here, we get new pos equal to count mouse position. And count mouse this, and we get to mvpos of the icon. If you don't understand and you want me to write it from bottom up, please send me in the comments so I can rewrite it and more detail explain. So it's always save mode. One last time, just to see how it is. So you can move this freely. You can get rid of this touch of here. This is just an empty cube. I just added that just as a test cube. So if you can add stuff like this. Ah, interesting. If you hold this here, you don't get this in here, but you get this in here. Gotta fix that icon, but this is a very basic thing. Rest of bugs really you could fix. So if you move this here, that brings it to that. I know what that is. See, that's 0 up to that 1 0. So I need to make it number 5. Was element 0. I wonder what now happens if I draw it like that. I have to fix this bug as well. So anyway,